Before we begin this morning prayer, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Take a slow breath in and let it out. Maybe you woke up this morning with that familiar ache, the one that whispers you're on your own. Maybe life feels quieter than you expected, or the people you thought would be there aren't as close anymore. Maybe you've been carrying loneliness like an invisible weight, wondering if anyone notices, wondering if anyone cares. This prayer is for that ache, for that quiet, heavy feeling that sometimes greets you even before you open your eyes. It's for mornings when connection feels far away and you're craving the reminder that you are still seen, still known, still loved. God, I feel alone today. I don't want to, but I do. And I need you to meet me in this space, not with noise, not with forced positivity, but with the gentle kind of presence that calms my heart. The kind that doesn't demand I fix myself first. The kind that simply sits with me and reminds me I belong. Show me you're near in ways I can't miss. Let me feel it in this breath, in the stillness of this moment, in the quiet truth that even when I feel forgotten, I am never actually abandoned. You promised to stay, and I need that promise to feel real this morning. God, help me notice the small ways you've been here all along. The morning light, the quiet strength in me I didn't put there myself. The unexpected kindness that found me yesterday. Even the breath in my lungs right now. Remind me that these are signs of your presence, whispers saying, you're not alone. Not now. Not ever. Stay in this quiet a little longer. Notice the difference between how you felt at the start of this prayer and how you feel right now. Maybe nothing in your circumstances has changed, but there's a subtle shift inside you. Your breathing is slower. Your heart is softer. And somewhere in that quiet shift is proof that God is doing what you asked, reminding you that you are not alone. God, as I prepare to step into today, seal this reminder deep in me. Let it anchor me when the day feels overwhelming. Let it hold me steady when conversations feel shallow, when rooms feel crowded yet lonely, when I start to believe I don't belong anywhere. Remind me again and again, I belong to you. That's enough. Help me carry this truth into how I treat others, too. There are lonely hearts all around me, people hiding their ache behind smiles, people who feel invisible in their own lives. Show me how to notice them. Show me how to extend kindness, how to offer presence, how to reflect your love in simple, quiet ways. Maybe the reminder I need most is one I'm also meant to give. God, thank you for this sacred pause, for meeting me in silence, for holding me without judgment, for reminding me that my worth isn't defined by how many people surround me, but by the fact that I am yours. I step into today lighter than I was before, not because the loneliness is magically gone, but because I know I'm not walking through it alone. You are here. You always have been. You always will be. Pause once again. Close your eyes for a moment if you can. Imagine this. You are sitting somewhere quiet, maybe by a window or at the edge of your bed, the early morning light soft on your face. You feel that familiar ache of emptiness in your chest, the kind that whispers, no one really gets me. But in this stillness, another whisper rises, soft but steady. I'm here. I've always been here. That's the voice you've been missing, the one that cuts through the noise and reminds you, even now, even in this silence, you are not alone. God, loneliness makes me believe lies. It tells me I'm forgotten. It tells me I don't matter. It tells me I'll always feel this way. But I don't want to live by those lies anymore. I want to live by truth, and the truth is that I've never been without you. Not in my darkest nights, not in my hardest mornings. Not for a single heartbeat of my life. Help me to see this morning as evidence that you haven't left. The fact that I woke up today, that I'm breathing, that I'm praying, that I'm seeking you, means you're already here. You're already close. And even when I can't see the evidence, let me trust it anyway. Let me believe that the same God who carried me yesterday will carry me through today too. God, teach me to find you in small moments I usually overlook, in the warmth of sunlight through the window, in the laughter of a stranger I pass on the street, in the deep inhale of fresh morning air that reminds me I'm alive. You show up in ways I don't always expect. Help me not to miss them today. I know I've craved human connection, and that's okay. You designed me for that. But even as I wait for the right people to come close, remind me that your presence fills the space they cannot. Remind me that you see parts of me no one else sees, and you love me there, not in spite of those parts, but with full knowledge of them. That is a love I can rest in, even when loneliness lingers. God, help me take brave steps toward connection today, to send that message, to check in on someone else, to let someone check in on me. Help me believe that I am worthy of community, worthy of love, worthy of showing up as I am, even if I feel messy, even if I feel too much. And as I go about this day, whisper often to my heart, you are not alone. You never were. You never will be. Let that truth sink deep until it changes how I walk, how I speak, how I see myself. Thank you for staying close, especially in seasons when I'm tempted to withdraw. Thank you for being my safe place when everything else feels distant. Thank you for never letting go. Before you move on with your day, stay here a little longer. Let yourself breathe without rushing. Feel your heartbeat steadying. Let this prayer soak into the places that ache most. The quiet corners where loneliness has been sitting for too long. We're not rushing past this moment. We're staying here until you remember something deeper than what you feel. You are not alone. You never have been. God, this loneliness feels heavier some days than others. Sometimes it's sharp, like walking into a room and realizing no one knows your story. Sometimes it's quiet, like lying in bed and realizing you haven't heard your name spoken all day. And sometimes it's not about people at all. It's about feeling far from you, like you've stepped back, like my prayers are bouncing off walls instead of reaching heaven. And I hate admitting that, but I know you'd rather hear honesty than hollow words. So here I am, honest. I feel disconnected. I want to believe you're near, but I can't always feel it. I want to trust I'm loved, but sometimes the silence is so loud it drowns out every truth I've learned. God, in this very moment, I'm asking for you to break through that silence, not with noise. I don't need noise. I need presence. Gentle, undeniable presence. Help me recognize it in ways I can't miss. In this very breath, in the soft light filtering through my window, in the steadiness of knowing I've survived every lonely morning up to now. Maybe the miracle isn't that loneliness vanishes instantly, but that you give me strength to carry it until connection finds me. God, I've realized something. Even when I feel alone, I've never truly been abandoned. Looking back, I see fingerprints of your presence everywhere, in the unexpected encouragement from someone I barely know, in the quiet resilience that rises when I think I can't go on, in the way peace shows up out of nowhere, just when I need it most. These aren't accidents. They're always. Remind me that I belong, not because I fit in everywhere, but because I'm yours. Even if my circle is small, even if some relationships have ended, even if I feel unseen by people, I am fully seen by you, fully known, fully loved. There's nothing lonely about being held that completely. God, I pray for courage to live like I'm not alone, to reach out when I'd rather isolate, to risk loving people even after being hurt, to trust that connection is possible, even if it's messy, to believe that someone, somewhere will understand me because you've designed us for belonging. And God, For those moments when people still fail me, when texts go unanswered, when I feel forgotten, remind me that their absence doesn't define my worth. Your presence does, and you never walk away. You never ghost me. You never say, I'm too much or not enough. You stay, always. So as I step into this day, I carry this truth. I am not alone, not in crowded rooms, not in quiet houses, not in restless nights or anxious mornings. You are here. You are with me, and that's enough to keep going, enough to take the next step, enough to believe that this lonely season won't last forever, because love always finds me. It already has. Thank you for being the constant I can count on when nothing else feels steady. Thank you for choosing me, for staying with me, for reminding me that even in the silence, you are closer than my breath. Take another deep breath. This one is slower, deeper, steadier. Let it fill your lungs and remind you you are still here. That matters. Sometimes survival itself is proof of strength you don't realize you carry. And maybe that's the first reminder you need today. You've already been walking through lonely seasons, and yet somehow you're still standing. That means something. God, when I look back, I see all the nights I thought I wouldn't make it through, and yet here I am, breathing. I see the mornings I woke up feeling forgotten, and yet I found enough courage to keep moving. And I realize, even when I didn't feel you, even when I doubted everything, you were there. You were holding me quietly, like air holding a bird in flight. Not loud, not forceful, but steady, always steady. I admit, God, I still wrestle with this loneliness. It's not just about being physically alone. It's the deeper ache of wondering if I truly matter, of craving someone to say, I see you. I'm glad you're here, of wanting connection that feels safe, where I don't have to perform or pretend. And some mornings, that ache feels so heavy, I forget to look up. I forget to notice the ways you are already whispering that I am not forgotten. So right now, in this moment, I'm asking for a different kind of reminder, not just words, but presence. Let me feel you with me. In this quiet room, in the sound of the morning outside, the birds, the faint hum of life, waking up, in the warmth of the sun, starting to rise, painting the walls, gold. Let me sense that I am surrounded by something bigger than my isolation, surrounded by love, by grace, by you. God, help me shift my perspective today. Loneliness often tricks me into thinking I'm disconnected from everything. But maybe I've just stopped noticing the subtle connections around me. The smile from the cashier, the hello from a neighbor, the simple fact that even strangers are walking this earth carrying their own silent struggles. Maybe we're all more connected in our vulnerability than we realize. Teach me to be brave enough to reach out. I know it's easier to isolate, to withdraw into my own thoughts, but connection grows when I take small risks, sending a message, joining a conversation, letting someone know I need company. Remind me that asking for help isn't weakness, it's human. And remind me that even if people disappoint me sometimes, you never do. God, in this quiet, I want to believe that you are closer than my loneliness, closer than my fears, closer than the silence in the room. I want to believe that you are here, not far off, not waiting for me to get better first, but here in the middle of my mess, offering steady love I can lean on. So let this morning be my reset. Let me walk into this day knowing I am loved, not because of what I do, but because of who you are. Let me carry that love like an anchor when loneliness tries to pull me under. Let it remind me I am not invisible. I am not forgotten. I am not alone. Thank you for staying when others leave. Thank you for holding me when I feel like I'm falling apart. Thank you for reminding me, even now, that you are enough. And because of that, I am enough too. Take a deep breath, hold it for a moment, let it out slowly. Feel the way your chest rises and falls. Proof that life still moves through you, even when you feel empty. Proof that something beyond you is holding you together when you don't feel strong enough to hold yourself. That's where this prayer begins. Not with pretending everything is okay, but with bringing exactly what you feel, the loneliness, the quiet ache, the longing to belong, straight to God. God, mornings like this are hard. I wake up to silence that feels louder than words. I scroll through messages and see none waiting. I watch the world hurry by while I feel like I'm standing still, disconnected from it all. And part of me wonders, does anyone see me? Does anyone notice what I'm carrying? But even as I ask that, something inside whispers that you do. You see, every tear I've tried to hide, every quiet prayer I've never spoken out loud. You see the weight of being strong for too long, of smiling when I'm tired, of pretending I'm okay when I'm not. And you don't look away. You don't criticize me for feeling this way. You draw nearer. Remind me, God, that my feelings don't define the truth. I may feel alone, but I am not. You're here in this room right now. You're in the rhythm of my breathing. You're in the quiet comfort that somehow I've made it this far. You're in the hope that flickers even when I think it's gone. Help me see your presence in the small things today, in the warmth of sunlight on my face, in the laughter of a stranger, in the simple act of someone holding the door open for me. These little moments matter. They're reminders I'm part of something bigger, reminders I'm still connected even when I can't feel it. God, I need courage to reach out to send the message I've been putting off, to call the friend I haven't spoken to in a while, to let someone know I'm struggling instead of pretending I've got it all handled. Remind me that needing others isn't weakness. It's part of being human, part of how you made us. When loneliness whispers that I am forgotten, speak louder. You are loved. You are seen. You belong. Let me carry those words like armor into today, not to shut out my feelings, but to guide me through them, because I don't need to erase my loneliness. I just need to know it won't have the final say. Thank you for staying close, even when I don't notice. Thank you for holding me in ways I can't always name. Thank you for reminding me over and over that I am never truly on my own. Take one more slow inhale. Let it stretch into the spaces inside you that still feel empty. And as you exhale, picture that emptiness softening, not disappearing completely, but making room for something gentler. That's what presence does. It doesn't always erase pain. It sits with you in it until the pain feels lighter, more bearable. God, I confess I've sometimes mistaken your quiet for absence. When life feels silent, I assume I've been abandoned. But what if your quiet is actually closeness? The kind of closeness that doesn't need loud displays to prove it's there. Help me believe that you're holding me even when I can't feel arms around me. Help me believe that you're listening even when I hear nothing back. I've spent so much time craving someone to understand me completely. But maybe that craving itself points to you, the only one who truly does. You know every part of me, the thoughts I'm afraid to say out loud, the doubts I hide, the dreams I've tucked away because they felt too fragile. And you love me fully there. No human relationship can compare to that. And yet you still bless me with glimpses of connection through people too. Both are gifts. Remind me today to look for those gifts, to notice the stranger's kind eyes, the co-worker's unexpected kindness, the family member's quiet check-in. Teach me to stop brushing off these moments as insignificant, because maybe they're all little reminders from you. See, you're seen, you're loved. See, you're not alone. God, help me move toward people even when fear tells me to isolate. Help me open up even when vulnerability feels risky. And when I do face loneliness, because I know it will come again, let me return here quickly. Back to this prayer, back to this truth, back to this quiet knowing that you are with me in ways I can't explain, but can absolutely feel. Thank you for meeting me here, in this honest space, in this unpolished prayer, in this longing to belong. Before this prayer ends, take a moment to picture yourself walking into your day carrying something new. Not answers to every question, not a perfectly fixed heart, but a quiet awareness that you are held. Let that awareness settle like a warm light in your chest, guiding every step you take from here. God, as I step into this day, help me carry this reminder with me. When I sit in meetings or classrooms that feel overwhelming, whisper, "You're not alone here." When I scroll through social media and start comparing my life to others, whisper, "I'm still with you." When I lay down tonight and the silence feels heavy, whisper, "I'm not going anywhere." I want this truth to become my heartbeat. I am never truly alone. Even if people misunderstand me, even if some leave, even if life feels quieter than I hoped, you remain. You are constant when everything else shifts. You are steady when my emotions swing. You are love when I feel unlovable. God, let this reminder not only comfort me, but transform me. Teach me to notice lonely hearts around me and offer the same presence you've given me. A smile, a word of encouragement, a simple, "I'm here," small things that can feel like lifelines to someone else. Thank you for this sacred pause, for quiet mornings like this that reset my soul. Thank you for holding me without demanding I fix myself first. Thank you for loving me exactly where I am, and too much to leave me there. I walk forward lighter, not because loneliness is gone, but because love is louder, and that changes everything.